Anthony, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me. How you
Yo,
doing?
all right. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. I'm excited for people to check out this new season of King of the Hill. And congratulations, you're now part of that cast. Tell me how you feel joining this wonderful group of voice actors.
Oh man, first of all, thank you, man. Appreciate the love and support, man. And man, it's an honor, man, to be part of this cast, man, and this legendary show. I mean, I've done it before, just like one episode back in the days, like in 2005 around there. I can't remember what season was it, but it was just a random character, and to come back now as a recurring role, and it's just it's an amazing and big opportunity for me, man.
Yeah, it's great, especially you're coming on as really the right hand of Bobby as he ventures in his restaurant, Robota chain. As Emilio, tell us a little bit about him.
Well, Emilio, basically is a chef in Bobby's restaurant, and Bobby's the head chef, and I'm his co-chef, so I'm like his right hand man, and just aside from being the chef and helping him prepare stuff in the restaurant, I also help him with his problems. He's got always got family issues, man. So I always step in and try to give him the best advice I could give him.
Yeah, it's funny because it's an older Bobby, but yet he seems like
Yeah,
he's just the same old Bobby, which is really
yeah,
funny.
yeah,
One of the things I really liked about your character early on in the season, Bobby's dealing with some identity issues. He can't get charcoal anywhere.
yeah.
And then you talk about his identity and about being a chef, and you're like, hey, it doesn't matter because no matter what kitchen you're gonna go into, it's all Latinos.
Yeah.
It's a good time because I used to be a chef myself.
Oh,
That was my first profession. Then somehow I grinded my way through, and now I'm a news producer, which is really strange. That's a
nice.
long story. But like one of the things that made me really comfortable in the kitchen was walking in and noticing that it was pura raza, and then like no matter what the restaurant I was working in, we're
Yeah.
really good in the kitchen.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's real talk, man. I mean, it's like over here. I don't know where you're at, but I'm like in the LA area, so we go eat Chinese food sometimes, and you see Rasa in the back working the wok, the hot wok.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm in Fresno, so we have a lot of Latinos here too. Now, this isn't your
Oh,
first
nice.
time working with Mike Judge. You also worked with him on Idiocracy, which is
Yeah,
annoyingly becoming more relevant as the years
yeah.
go by. Tell me a little bit about working again with him and what makes him such a great writer.
Oh man, Mike, just he's very man, he's very cool, very humble, and a genius, and he pays attention to everything that's going on. Like a lot of people always say, "Oh man, Mike just knows something we don't know," or he's a time traveler and stuff like that. But nah, it's just Mike said he's told me, he goes, "Dude, just kind of look around, pay attention to everything that's going on. You kind of see where society's going in a way, you know." So it's just all about just paying attention. So he pays attention to everything, and yeah, he's like he's super super talented, man. And I feel honored to be not just working for him and working with him, but being a good friend. Like I'm able to reach out to him anytime, and he'll always reply, and he's the one that's always given me a lot of confidence when I didn't have believe in myself.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have people around you like that that are able to give you opportunities. Tell me what, being that you've been on the show before, now you're on it as a recurring role, why do you think fans are so excited to have it back after it being away for a little bit?
Man, I think you know what I'm saying. Shows like King of the Hill is just one of those shows where it's like a family show, but it's just like it's like, man, I don't even know how to put it, but I just can say it's a family show that everybody can relate to. They have their issues, they have their good times, their bad times, and everybody goes through that. So I feel that and because they ran for so many seasons, before the new season, is like people just kind of felt like a part of that family already, like so now with the new season coming out, like right away, like I didn't know how big the cult following was. Like I knew King of the Hill was always big. It was a good show. I just didn't know how hardcore the cult following was until now. Like I'm seeing it more and more, and it's just like people want to see okay, so what happened to Bobby from here? You know, what happened to these characters? You know, so because everybody was invested in their lives. You know, so everybody became part of that family in a sense. You know.
Yeah, definitely. I know that. Yeah, it was a surprise to me because I was at San Diego Comic-Con this past weekend. I was doing all the King of the Hill stuff, and my brother's wife is like, "You're living your brother's dream right now." I didn't realize he was such a fan, and and so it was interesting to watch people interact and just to see how much it meant to people. So
Yeah,
really cool that you get to be part of that now.
yeah. No, it's a big opportunity, man. You know, and it's legendary, man, to work with somebody like Mike. You know.
Yeah, and so talking about you, I do want to talk a little bit about your work ethic because man, you're a comedian. You're acting, you're doing voice acting, music. You do a little bit of everything. Tell me about how you balance it all out and find your joy.
I mean, music lately, I haven't been doing too much music. You know, like once in a while, if I'll do stuff like for write, you know, like for certain movies or TV shows, or they hit me up, hey, we need a song for this, you know, and or you know, so I'll do stuff like that, or I'll just license some of the old stuff. But once in a while, I'll get back in the studio and I'll do a song or two, you know, or drop a verse on somebody else's record, you know. But yeah, I've been focused right now on doing a lot is stand up comedy. You know, I've been out on the road and just doing that, you know. So that's kind of been my focus for the last 5 years, and still, you know, doing the acting. You know, got a couple projects that we've been working that are still under development right now, but we should be having them out within the next year or two. You know, and other than that, I mean, you know, I try to get it in. You know, because I have grandkids too. I have two grandkids. You know, so I try to spend a lot of time with them when I'm not doing any of the work or whatever. Just try to spend as much time as I can with them. You know, and just kind of hang out. And do a little traveling if we can. You know, and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Family is important. Finding that
Yeah,
balance is even more important than finding work balance
yeah.
because you only get one family. You might get another gig
Exactly.
later.
Yeah, yeah, I know exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I gotta ask one last question. What are your keys to comedy? How do you approach comedy when you're working your material?
Um, I mean, most of my material is like stuff that's happened to me, you know. And then sometimes, you know, you exaggerate a little bit more, you know, just to, you know, for the punchlines, you know. But most of my stories, yeah, I want to say like 90% of my stories are all like legit, you know, there's stuff that's happened. So I just I just look at it like, you know, comedy is just an everyday thing. Every day something funny happens. You know what I'm saying? Even on the way to the market, you know, something funny could happen, or I could be talking to my son and we're having a good conversation and he'll say something funny, or he'll react to something I said without even thinking about it. And then he'll be like, hey, you should write that down. You know, use that on stage, you know, stuff like that. And then lately, you know, I've been writing stories. I haven't done too much material about my grandkids yet, but it's
Mm.
coming, you know, because I've been accumulating just those guys alone, you know, I could probably do like a whole 30-minute set just about those guys because these kids, man, they're something else, man. They're characters themselves, you know. So I get a lot of inspiration and comedy stuff from them now, you know.
Yeah, it's super fun. I know my daughter's 14 and she's just as witty, if not wittier than I am. And sometimes I just want to I was like, I'm gonna punch you, right? I'm not, I would like you keep that up, but she's good. She's great. Thank you so much, Anthony, for a few minutes of your time. Congratulations on Emilio. We look forward to seeing you more on the series and hopefully we can catch one of your comedy shows too.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you, man. I'm always up in Fresno too, man, in the Madera area too. So
That's where I live. I live in Madera right now.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? We'll keep you posted, man. Next show that we out there, man.
100%. Love to meet you. Thank you so much again, and we'll catch you soon.
All right, thank you.
Take care.